Welcome in, everyone, for episode 7 of my series on Frankenmuth, where we're going to build a massive American farm. And so far, we're making, honestly, for how we started, we're making pretty good progress on that. First up, it is July. I've made it through just the first half of this year. The only thing I really did off camera was planted our cornfield, which was over here. Did some fertilizing, weeding, that sort of stuff. You can see we have a pile of eggs. These guys are producing eggs like crazy, and even our other chickens are getting a little bit better. You can see these are the chickens we're at right now. The new pen, those are our original chickens. They've already fully reproduced. These guys are going to get up and rocking and rolling, and then they're just going to keep eating through barley like crazy. If we look at our map here, again, this is the field I planted with corn. We have canola ready to harvest, and we have barley ready to harvest. So I'm going to harvest the barley first, because then I can hire a worker to get the canola harvested while I do some baling over here. But yeah, so we have a lot of stuff to do. We're doing really good though. Honestly, we are. Our bank account is at a positive balance. We don't have any loan out right now. I'm toying with a couple of different ideas. We need more barley, just to be honest. We need more barley than this field's going to produce here. So what I think would be easy after we get this taken care of, this field's already cultivated. This is 133. We might have to take out a little bit of loan to get us through until the end of the year. For, barley planting. If we look here, we're in the second half of barley planting, but I'm going to plant the barley here this time. Well, honestly, I might plant it late again as well, just because then it's ready at the same time as our canola, which is kind of helpful, but canola will have to get planted here, and then I'll plant barley late. So that'll probably be what'll happen. Corn is not going to be ready until October, because we planted it in April, so that's going to be great when we get there. The corn dryers are obviously all done with the corn they're drying. The other issue we're running into is that they can't maintain. Now it's a good price. I'm actually going to sell. We're going to sell it off right now. All right, it's a great price. Wait, you can't sell it to there. There's no sell point for it. Oh no! All right, we might have to buy a sell point for the town. If you're catching my drift. Where are we at? We're here. They need to go this way to the town. Yeah, we might have to buy a sell point for these guys. I don't know if any of these are going to take... I might have to add a sell point in. Well, or I guess we could ship it off on the train. We haven't done that before. Oh, the only problem is the prices are just so inconsiderate to me. But, all right, let's get... I'm just thinking about what I want to do here. Let's go ahead and that's... Perfect. That's perfect. Enable straw swap. Let's get that enabled first, because I definitely want the straw. Because that's just a little bit extra money. And if I start... Now if I hire a worker, you should be good to go. Just going to dump straw back there. Perfect. I'll never be able to get that. But yeah, what I'd like to do is buy this field right here. And then I'd like to connect this part of it here to this field. So this is a little bit bigger for corn. And then this part of it will all be barley. There'll be a little like weird part here that I might just paint over to put a divider in. But yeah, I think I'd like to connect those guys up. There's actually a lot of stuff ready to harvest right now. What else is here? That's garbage. What is those? Peas? Yeah, we don't want those. What is over here? So that's alfalfa. That makes sense. How much is that field actually? We do want to get an alfalfa at some point. If we didn't have to plant it, that would be quite nice. I do want to get into like silage and stuff like that. I don't know if you can take the alfalfa and make it into silage with silage bales. That's the only downside. So we may work on grass first, just to see. I might have to do some testing off camera for... Oh, that's not a bad little alfalfa field down there. But yeah, so anyhow, in terms of expansion, I think this is our next play right here. Eventually we will buy this plot here, but we just don't need it right now. And honestly, I don't know what to do with it. I honestly want to put animals there. Just to be honest, I think this would be a great spot for like cows or something in the future. Because I do want to do some cows. I really do. I think I want to do beef cows, and I want to feed them hay, alfalfa hay specifically. That's why I want an alfalfa field. So we're obviously a few years down the line before we're going to start doing that. But our chickens were a really good way to kind of get us into making some good money right off the bat. But yeah, you guys can see that I have stuff to do for sure. I'll get some baling done, that sort of stuff. I think we will... You know what? Let's just sell off... I also put in like a little bit of a mud runway through here for the truck to park on if I wanted to park them there. but it's not super critical. Let's get our corn sold off here, our dried corn. We don't need both trailers because there's not that much, I don't think. So I think I'm going to try to just disconnect that rear trailer and use that guy. Okay, let's just let's disconnect you right there. I guess we could use this one too, but I'm going to just put it over here for now. It is starting to get... there's rain on the horizon too. When is it going to rain? All right, 2 o'clock. We got plenty of time to get our harvest done. Let's get... let's grab this right here. We'll go grab our dried corn. Yeah, I'm sure this will be plenty for it. And we'll get that sold off. That might even be the thumbnail. Selling our corn on the train. It's the first time we use the train on here. Which hopefully will be... hopefully it'll be looking good for us. But we'll see. Oops, hit that a little bit. Dry corn. Empty these babies out so they're ready for our corn harvest in a few months. And it'll be a good little influx of cash for us right now, quite honestly. We need that. Especially if we're going to think about buying that field in a couple months. Let's, can I get... now can I fill it? There we go. Ooh, how much is left in that last one? We actually might be... watch, this'll... I'll be so angry if we need that second trailer, and I think I'll hook it back up. I should have just kept them together. It wouldn't have mattered. Just easier to drive with one and pull one. Oh, no, I think we're good. I think we're good. 99%. Get out. That's crazy. All right. Whew. That's good. That's good stuff right there. Okay. Actually, I don't know where I'm going. Let's look at our map here. Where's the train? Train runs across here. That's the grain silo west. All right, so we're just heading into town, kind of like normal. But yeah, we should get 40,000 liters here. We should get, what, 50 grand from this? Somewhere about that. Definitely won't be the worst thing to happen. So that'll be good. But let's get this, we'll get this sold off, and then off camera, I'll finish the harvesting. And don't know when I'll bring you back in, but yeah. We do still have barley in storage, so we're not, like, critically low. If we look at it, we have 30,000 in storage, which isn't that much. Especially since we're just now harvesting. And our other chicken pasture, our other chicken pen, the demand for that as those chickens get older and older is going to increase. So they're going to be requiring more and more food. So we're definitely not going to be able to keep up with it with this field here for sure. We might actually have to buy some... holy smokes, that did not want to slow down. We might actually have to buy some food this year. But even having said that, even if we spend, you know, 100,000 on food, we're going to make 300,000 on eggs this year probably. Because if you look at time-saving stock right now, so far what we have is 188,000 liters of eggs, and we have until November. So they're making, right now they're making about, I'd say 10 to 12,000 liters of eggs a month. So that should bump that price up quite a bit there. Okay, should be this facility right here. Wow, that guy just blew that stop sign. That was craziness. Okay, make sure we're at the right place. Yep. We should just be able to... oh, no, it's not right there. It's got to be right there. Yep, there it is. Okay, we should be able to get this dumped in here. Now, I'm thinking thumbnail shot-wise, am I going to be able to get the truck and the train? Probably not. We'll probably just have to get the train. I've had this truck in almost every thumbnail, quite honestly. All right, let's start unloading that into there. And we might as well go rent the train as well. We got to get that cooking down here. Where's the train rental point? Not the Trent rental point. I don't even know what that is. I think it's over here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Hopefully it stops and all works well and whatnot. 56 kilometers. 56 kilometers away. Wow. Okay. That's not ideal. I guess I haven't seen the train in a while. Is it going to show up? Is it getting closer? It's getting closer. It's gone down by 0.1 kilometers. 55.9. This is going to take forever for that to get here. Okay, I don't like that too much. we shouldn't have to pay for the train rental if it's going to take it a year and a half to get here. So if the train rental fee ends up being ridiculously expensive, I don't think it will be. I think it might be $1,000 at the most. At the most, I don't even think it'd be close to that, to be honest. It's $1,000 an hour, but that's real time. So, yeah, it should go by pretty slowly. We'll at least get all this put into here, so we have this ready to unload. I'm gonna have to put a break in while we wait for the train to arrive. Just turn around here. Oh, our worker already has almost a full tank. We might have to come back down here. How's it looking right now? Let's check. 54.7. All right. Slow but sure she's going to win the race on that one. Maybe. And if that doesn't work, we'll come back down here and pick it up. But we need to go unload our harvester here. All right. I'm going to go unload the harvester. I will put a quick little break in here. I'll bring you guys back in when the train actually shows up. If it shows up. So we'll see. If there's a train on the thumbnail, it showed up. If there's no train on the thumbnail, it didn't show up. So that's how you can tell. I don't know what it's going to be yet. You guys know before I do, kind of. Not really, but you get the idea. I'll see you guys here in a bit. So the train didn't work, and I feel like I've had people tell me it doesn't work, and it's not the mod maker's fault also. I want to just clarify on that one real quick. That's a Giants issue that the map makers can't really control. So hopefully it gets fixed eventually. That would be great. We need to clean. I think we're going to buy a pressure washer. I just want to clean some stuff. Some of our stuff's getting a little dirty. And it makes it hard to do thumbnail shots, you know? If nothing looks good, how can you do a thumbnail shot? Yeah, that's fine right there. Where to put it? Actually, it probably would be more fitting over here by our little... That's interesting. We should put it up on the roof there. I guess we can move it around once we place it, huh? So it doesn't matter a whole lot. There we go. Okay, we're going to dump this barley out. The canola harvest underway. I actually got a lot of baling done. And I reimbursed us the cost of renting the train since it just didn't work. I didn't figure that was fair for us. Our finances look a little chaotic right now because I also spent some money on land and then I reimbursed it. Spent some money on construction. Other than the 4,800, how much was that? This guy, 4,300. That one is going to go on the finance sheet. I'm actually going to put that on there right now so I don't forget. Is it July for us? This is for July. Yes, I didn't put June on there yet. 4,300 for building purchase, we'll say. But the rest of that I reimbursed because, well, it was the sell point I built for us, which will probably be on the thumbnail shot. So there's that. But yeah. We're gonna go move the corn around. We're just gonna bring the whole trailer set up here. I'm not gonna switch back and forth. It's down obviously at the silo, so we'll just go down there. I just wanted to drop. Oh, gosh darn, I almost had it. How much barley did we actually get to? There's another question I have. So we're at 174,000 liters. We're at like what, 30,000 left, maybe if that. So we're gonna be in trouble this year, I think a little bit. I think we're gonna have to buy some. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to buy some. All right, let's get squash up here. Let's make our truck look pretty again. Yeah, she's a beautiful girl. Yep, there she is, all cleaned up and good. I think that's all good there. Let's get the trailers. Holy smokes, those are dirty. We're sure we got the truck all the way. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, let's get back in. I'm gonna move up here because if I'm gonna get the trailers, I'm gonna need to be a little closer. All right. Yeah, so much dirt built up, which makes sense. Makes sense, but looks nice. I'm gonna have to go get a thumbnail shot down there by our new sell point because I can't put the train in there because the train doesn't work. Just keeps slingshotting back and forth across the area there, so I don't know, it's just kind of dumb. Just kind of dumb, but it is what it is, I suppose. There, that looks a lot better. We're gonna start the engine, of course. Let's push this into our... I'm invisible. I'm an invisible man. There we go. I guess we can push it in here if we want to. Let's just put it right out here. Perfect. All right, there we go. Nope, not that. Get in the truck. There we go. Okay. So, let's go ahead and, let's go pick up... Oh, that's kind of ruined there. Let's go pick up our dried corn and sell it. The price is the same at the sell everything container. It's not a very exciting sell point. I thought I should do a little bit better, but I also wanted to make sure we're not paying upkeep every month for that stupid thing. So I don't think the sell everything container has an upkeep cost. Gosh, that thing looks like it's like a brand new vehicle right there. That's insane. I feel like it even goes faster. There's so much dirt weighing it down. That's obviously really not probably true, but still. You can see I got quite a bit of baling done. Yeah, quite a bit. Actually, you know what? I might make baling the thumbnail. You guys already know, so it's all silliness anyways. We're doing so much baling in this episode. So much of it. So much of it. I could do a little time-lapse of it. Maybe I'll throw in a little time-lapse of baling, and I'll do a baling thumbnail. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe I'll throw in a little bitty time-lapse. Just a little guy. Just a little guy. Yeah, maybe just a little time-lapse there. But you can see there's our wonderful sell everything sell point. And we need to go over here. Still don't regret cleaning this. It looks a lot better. Can we fill it? Yep, there we go. Actually, let's just go this way. Yep, just gonna be towards the back. Get all this loaded up and sold off. It'll be a good little chunk of change for us. There we go. This truck is so loud. It's ridiculously loud. Oh, that's an interesting angle there inside the silo. All right, let's get this dry corn sold off. It doesn't even look like corn in there. Does that? What is that? I don't think... Is that dried corn? I mean, obviously it says it is. I'm just gonna... I'm just curious what it looks like. If I told the back to fill up with... Yeah! That's what it's supposed to look like. Why does the texture look different? The rear has dried corn. Well, as long as it sells dry corn... I guess? That's so weird. So weird. Alright. I'm gonna make sure we actually get paid appropriately for this. We have 40,150 liters, so 40.15 times the sell price here, as long as we get close to, where's it at? Close to 13.53 per. So we should get about $54,300. Let's make sure that actually happens. $54,322. About $54,323 is most accurate, I think, because it's almost a full that. So, because if we're getting paid like barley prices for this or something stupid like that, I'm gonna be very upset. I don't think it is gonna. So it's 27 minus 27,345. So far, so you should get our 26,000. Okay, it is paying us appropriately. It looks like it's paying us appropriately. It's so strange that it looked that different. Be around 26, 27, 2707. All right, we got paid appropriately. Perfect. Goodness gracious. Okay. Oh, that's not gonna go well. Go ahead and get my old car there. Yep. Yep. Do your thing. That one was on me. I should have looked and seen you coming. That one was on me. I'll take responsibility. When you guys blew the stop sign earlier, that was not on me. But me coming out of that parking lot without checking, that was on me. If you guys want to see me drive a truck more as well, you can check out my other channel, Gamer Cop, where I'm currently playing Euro Truck Simulator 2, which is a lot of fun. I'll probably do an ATS or American Truck Simulator on there as well at some point. But yeah, let's get this back over there. What I'm going to do now, I'll put a little break in here. I'm going to do a quick little time lapse of me, probably not the whole baling, because that would be insane. Maybe like a 2 or 3 minute time lapse of it, because otherwise it'd be like a 30-minute time lapse because it takes forever to bale. But yeah, I'll get some baling done, give you guys a little time lapse of that, a little bit of music in the background. Get the canola harvest done up here, and then I'll bring you back in probably when it's time to think about doing our little field adjustments over here, and I'll bring you back in so we can buy that field and do that. Oh, also, a couple things I think I forgot to mention. I painted a little bit on the edge here to move them away from the poles here, because I didn't want to keep hiding poles. I can't put those back because the mod doesn't quite work right. And then over here, I actually smoothed over this ditch, because the next set would keep getting stuck in it. So I paid for all the adjustments. That wasn't like I reimbursed myself. I paid for all those. So yeah, anyhow, enjoy this little baling time lapse. All right, it is October, which means we have to, well, corn is ready to harvest. So we got to harvest corn. That's got to get going. Actually, I could start that here in a second. That's okay. There's wheat growing here, but we're going to plow that under. So we're going to buy field 13 here in a second, and we are going to, I think this odd section here, I think we'll extend 12 out to there and then make this all part of the barley. I think that's the play. How much is it? 133. So we are going to take out a little bit of a loan, but we're selling stuff next month, so like it's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, because we have a lot of stuff to sell. Eggs, we're going to do just fine on. 200. That's our number one thing right now is eggs, which means our barley field is making us the most money technically because we're putting them through and converting the barley basically to eggs. Yeah, and then straw, we'll get about 38,000 from it, so not too bad. So yeah, from the barley, 277 and 38, we're doing over 300,000 from the barley, and there'll be even more eggs by the time November hits. So, yeah, that's going really good. Canola, in December, we will sell that off, get about 245,000. So we should make overall about 500-ish thousand this year. So that'll be good for us, I think. Plus we already sold some dried corn earlier, so that was actually be over 500,000 we're gonna make. It's gonna be a good year. But yeah, let's go ahead and buy that field. Oops, if I can click on it, buy. Yes. Okay. Let's go down here, because we're gonna plow these two together. I'm gonna fast forward time a little bit just to hopefully get some of those clouds out of the way, so we can see a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit less cloudy now. Usually after about 10 o'clock, it starts to really clear up and look pretty good. Yep, just like that. Perfect. Okay. So, we're going to lower this. And hit Y to allow create fields. Easy does it. I don't want to go too far past that. And then I'm just going to plow down the center here. And actually, what's the condition of that field? That's a good question. Fully fertilized, so I wanted to put a second layer of fertilize on it. It does require plowing, so I'm going to plow over the whole thing anyways. It doesn't need lime, which is really nice. Obviously, these little gaps need lime, but that's fine. So that field, we'll get it plowed under, which is totally fine. I can do that with this guy. I actually should have maybe done that first, because he's going to want to plow the whole thing, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I might just do it myself while the corn harvest is happening. That might just be easier, to be honest. Okay, and now let's get just right up to there. That's about perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and go into landscape mode here. I want to paint that over to get rid of that stuff there. Let's get about one less should be fine. Yeah, that's perfect. Just gonna go up that way a little bit. Okay. Oops, not that far. Let's go back here just a little bit. Make sure we get all that. Perfect. Oop. Gosh darn it. I lost my lock on it too. All right, there we go. That's still in the same spot, right? Perfect. Okay. Now, this little connection here, I was thinking about connecting it into here, but I don't think it honestly matters. I actually want to back this a little bit away from those pins right there. So I am going to do just a row up that way like that. I shouldn't have let go on the lock. Let's just get right up to there. Just because I want the next set to be able to have room to work, and then I'm going to go just right about there, I think. Oh, did not have that locked. Hit the wrong button. Let's go right there then. Okay, there. That way it's a nice straight line. We'll go right across here. And just to keep it all even, I'm just going to go all the way. We can always add more to the field later. Okay. Now this field's going to get hooked up there. I don't want these to be connected, and I think they don't probably give enough space in between the fields as it is, so I'm going to go right out to about there. And that should do it for that. Yep, okay. And then where we're going to connect this one, is that about right? Maybe I'll touch over. Yeah, right there. Okay, perfect. Let's get over this way a little bit. Just up to there. Perfect. I can just get that gone real quick. Okay. I can paint grass in those areas off camera. I'm going to go ahead and plow these together after. I mean, we're not to plow. This field needs plowed anyways. This is going to need plowed because it's corn. So I have a lot of plowing to do anyway, so I'll get all that done. But now we have a nice long wheat field here, which is, I think, great. So that's awesome. I'll sell everything. What I'm probably honestly going to bring you guys back in after I get all this stuff done. I'll bring you guys back in when it's the end of the year. And then we'll go over our finances and end the episode, kind of like we normally do. So, yeah, there we go. If you guys enjoyed so far, well, I was about to end it right there. I don't know why. I was just about to go into my intro, but I'm just going to stop recording this segment. Oh, I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. It is what it is. All right, I'll see you guys in a second to go over the finances. All right, it is January. We made some good money off of selling our canola and our eggs. I did not sell the straw because the best time is January, and I wanted to keep our profits low. Same with the dried corn. Everything's going good. Our barley is double fertilized, doesn't have any weeds or anything, and our canola is double fertilized, ready to rock and roll. This field will put corn in it, and we'll be rocking and rolling. So yeah, I also spent a fair amount of money, like $300,000 on some assets. That was also to keep our profits low, and it's stuff that I need for the next year, for this year, I guess now, for the next episode. But you're not going to see what those are. They're all very secret. So we're not going to worry about that. But let's take a look at our profits over here. So looking at this year, let's go look at our income calculation. See, this is how much I spent on those extra assets. I'm going to move them to the correct areas, so this will end up being correct on the farm valuation. But right now it's incorrect. It still works for all the calculations. It's just I'm trying to keep secret what I spent money on, whether it be land, equipment, buildings. I don't know. You'll never know. You'll never know if it's fertilizer. Maybe I spent it all on fertilizer. That's not true, probably. But yeah, so anyhow, not going to worry about that. You can see we made $612,000. Our expenses were only as high as they were because I bought all that stuff to try to keep this low because I wanted to show a low profit for this year. Because if we go back to farm valuation, instead of paying the 25 standard, we paid them their best dividend yet, but I still was able to, it would have been like $100,000 dividend if I didn't spend all that money. So in order to spend less on paying out dividends, I did that. The farm also jumped up in value. We are up to 2.9 million. So the shares are $30,000 or almost 30,000. They're still not up to the original point. We still again have to pay 75,000 a piece to buy them back. We probably should start buying some shares back soon, so that way we can also pay less in dividends, as we're going to start reporting higher income. So maybe year 8, year 9, somewhere in here, we need to start buying some of those back. Now, when we buy those shares back, that doesn't count as an expense. That doesn't count as an expense against the farm. It's not going to show up on here because that wouldn't make sense. We're not going to, you wouldn't punish your shareholders for buying a share from them, so it doesn't make sense. But yes, that's kind of where we're sitting right now. Yes, we're doing good. We're doing good. We sold again original two. Yeah, we started with nothing, and when we sold all this and got kind of an investment. So this is still basically a start from scratch, which is pretty awesome. So everything's going good, and you can see our new assets over here, $346,000 worth of assets, which I'm not going to tell you what they are. No loan, and then that was our cash in the bank. Then I took out, after I put the cash in the bank amount in there, I took out what we paid out in the dividends. So everything's going really good. Our shareholders were very happy with this year, even though, because for them, they don't know that we were about to make they didn't know they were getting a $110,000 dividend until we spent a bunch of money or whatever. You know, they didn't know that. They didn't know that. So they are very happy with 46,000 because it's still higher than our best year for them yet, and they're seeing a trend upwards, and they're also seeing that the farm jumped in, $500,000 in value that year. So they're pretty happy. And overall, we did really good. If you look in here, we sold $54,000 worth of dry corn. We sold $318,000 worth of eggs, which is now our superior product. And then $239,000 worth of canola. So yeah, we're killing it. Absolutely killing it. Absolutely doing amazing. So yeah, let's go ahead and go back over to the game here. Yeah, that is what I got for you guys. That is episode 7 and year 7 completed. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.